Good morning. It's May 12th, Friday. Hope you're having a good morning. This morning I read, Psalms 38 through 41. And the verse that really struck out at me was chapter 39, verse 1. David said, I will guard my ways that I may not sin with my tongue. I will guard my tongue with a muzzle so long as the wicked are not in my presence. It's interesting because David was totally unsuccessful at this. All you got to do is read through the Psalms, and over and over and over, David is cursing his enemies, calling down God's wrath on them, telling God to totally wipe them out and destroy them. And he was unable to guard his tongue. My problem with my tongue isn't my enemies. I've learned to put my enemies into God's hands. Let God take care of my enemies. My problem with my tongue is the people I love, the people that are close to me. A lot of times I say things that are hurtful. I say things too quickly. I say things in defense of myself when I don't need to. And it causes pain, causes hurt. And the people that are closest to me, the people that I really don't want to hurt. James said that you can't guard the tongue. He said it's untamable. Oh, you can lock it in a cage, you can put a muzzle in it, he says. But it's untamable. If you take a wild animal and put him in a cage and to guard him, if anyone gets close to him, he'll hurt him. If anyone goes inside that cage, he'll hurt him. We can always put up walls. We can always do our very best to close people off so that we don't say the wrong thing. But that's not the answer. Only God can change the heart. James also says that a fountain or a cistern can't produce salt water and fresh water. He says a fruit tree doesn't produce good fruit and bad fruit. It's more than just guarding our tongue. We can try to do that, but like David, we'll be a failure at it. Like James said, it's uncontrollable. No man, he said, no man has learned to tame his tongue. So what needs to be changed is the heart. Because the heart is what, our mouth speaks from our heart. I don't really know, like in my own life, I really don't know where those words come from, why those things are there. But God can show me. God can reveal those things to me. But I have to want it. Remember the man who Jesus went up to at the pool of Siloam and he said, hey, do you want to be healed? And the man didn't even answer him. He couldn't answer him. Jesus went ahead and healed him. But the man really didn't know if he wanted to be healed. He didn't answer the question that Jesus asked. And so we need to make a decision. Do I want to change? Am I willing to let God search my heart? Am I willing to look at what God shows me? Am I willing to look at what God reveals to me? Am I willing to submit those pains and those hurts and wherever that comes from? Like in my own life, defensiveness. Where does that come from? God, show me. I have a pretty good idea, I think, but I want God to show me the deep things in my heart. And for me, it's been a long, long time. It's been a long time of saying the wrong things. It's been a long time of saying things to the people that are closest to me. Putting pain into the people that I love and that love me. And then you have to deal with that pain. Once the words are said, you can't take them back. James says they're like a wildfire. They're like a match, and they just start a fire and it takes off. And you can't take it back. These things come from the heart. That's why David said, I need to guard my tongue. And yet all he do is look at all his writings. He's a man after God's heart. And many, many times he spilled out accusations against God. God, why do you forsake those that love you? Why do you forsake the good people? God doesn't forsake good people. But that's how David felt, and so it was coming out of his heart. He needed his heart transformed. And this is a man that the Bible says was after God's heart. But he needed it transformed. I need my heart transformed. I need my heart changed and molded and shaped into the image of Jesus. So the things that come out of my mouth to the people that I love are healthy. Things that come out of my mouth bring life instead of pain. My prayer is today is if that's your problem, if you have the same problem I got, that you'll seek God about it. That we'll be honest about it. That we'll be sincere about it. It won't be just something we say so that the people that we hurt feel better. That we're sincere. That we allow God to do that work in us that we really want him to do. As it gets old, we get tired of doing the same thing over and over that we know we're not supposed to do. Like I said, you can't really tame a wild animal. You can put them in a cage, but when someone looks at him and wants to draw near to that animal, they'll get hurt. I hope you have a good weekend. I won't be sharing on Saturdays and Sundays, so I'll be back on Monday. This is Mother's Day weekend. I hope any mothers listening, you really have a blessed day on Sunday. I pray those of us, our mothers are gone, that we think about them. We realize how fortunate we were if you had a good mother. And just enjoy your weekend and seek God this weekend. Thanks for listening to me today.